I'm Carrie Kopnick with the Voices for Justice, and I'm here with Jessyn Farrell, representing District 46 here in Seattle. And she's going to talk a little bit with us about the legislation that's coming up in this coming session about justice, equity, and compassion in human relations, specifically in relation to a living wage. So tell us a little bit about what you see, why this issue is important.
Great. Well, thank you so much for considering this important issue. The basic principle behind raising the minimum wage in Washington State is that every single person who works a full day should be able to pay their bills, should be able to pay for housing, transportation, childcare, healthcare. If you work hard, if you work a 40-hour week, you should be able to make ends meet. And unfortunately, across the state, even though in Washington State we have the highest statewide minimum wage in the country, that still isn't the case. People are really struggling to meet their basic needs, and it's time for us to take a big step forward and make sure that our lowest wage workers are able to make ends meet. And that's the basic principle behind this bill.
Okay, great. So why should we choose? Our members are going to be voting and choosing the top 3 issues to focus on this year. There's a lot of good stuff out there to be working on. I know you're working on even more. So why choose this?
Well, we have. You may have followed a lot on the income inequality conversation that we've been having across the country, and as we know, people are really struggling after decades of kind of losing economic buying power, and particularly after these last 5 years. Some of those years were very difficult, Great Recession, and most people haven't shared in the so-called economic recovery that some have been seeing. And so to raise the minimum wage across the state would have a very real impact on the lives of people. And just a little bit about who are our minimum wage workers. Over half of them are women. There's a misperception that most of them are kids. In fact, most of them are over 18. Most minimum wage workers many have children. Many have graduated from high school. Some have post-secondary, secondary and post-secondary educations. And so, these minimum wage workers are, many people that we know and are really struggling right now. And by raising the minimum wage modestly, so the proposal that I'm looking at would raise the minimum wage. We haven't landed on a number, but last year's proposal was up to $12 over 3 years, and it will be something like that. Makes a modest difference for people's pocketbooks. And the great thing when you raise the minimum wage is that money goes right back into the economy. That's the money that goes back into our community businesses. That's the money that goes right back into our local communities. So not only does this impact the folks who need it most, but it also really impacts all of us, because we all benefit when money is going back into our local economy.
I really appreciate your time today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Happy decision making. Thank you for considering.
Thank you.
Thank you.